More than 13 years have passed, and ever since the first movie from Marvel Studios is released, we've had the pleasure to see some of the biggest movies of all time in terms of quality, budget, and success at the box office. Thus, today, we decided to take a close look at some of the funniest moments behind those Marvel movies and reflect on some dialogues and scenes that are in our minds from the moment we saw them for the first time. Number 20. Loki stabbed Thor.
Back into himself and he was like, "Yeah, it's me," and he stabbed me.
Starting off our list with Loki, the most recent character to get his own Disney Plus series, and the time he turned into a snake when he and Thor were only 8 years old. Thor told the story of how Loki transformed himself into a snake, and when Thor wanted to admire the snake, Loki transformed back and stabbed him. What a hilarious moment, for Loki at least. Number 19. Hulk slamming Loki. While we're talking about Loki, do you remember the scene when Loki is basically a ragdoll for Hulk? Yeah, the one where he gets slammed by the Hulk left, right, and center. The Green Beast does not negotiate. Instead, he uses brute force to shut Loki up, leaving us with a stomachache from all the laughs at that particular moment. Number 18. Thor needs a horse.
I need a horse.
These Asgardians are just so pure. When Thor gets to Earth, after the struggles he has with his father and him not being worthy of Mjolnir, he decides to go on an adventure. But he needs some kind of transport, and when he sees a pet store in town, he heads right in, demanding a horse. But unfortunately, the store only has dogs, cats, and birds. Number 17. T'Challa's shoes.
The real question is, what are those?
Right from the start, Shuri, Black Panther's sister, seems like she's ahead of her tribe's time. And when she sees what kind of shoes her brother is wearing, she just has to do it to him, using the one line that's been with us for a while. What are those? Perfect timing. Number 16. Hairstyles.
Your haircut? Notice you've copied my beard.
There is a moment of appreciation between Thor and Captain America, but it is definitely the wrong time for them to talk about their hairstyles in the midst of a battle. A conversation so brief yet so iconic that made everyone laugh. Steve asking Thor if he got a new haircut, with Thor acknowledging that Steve copied his beard. Purely hilarious. Number 15. KORG chasing Loki.
Piss off, ghost!
Hands down, one of the funniest characters has to be KORG, and we think that there is not a living soul who have watched the MCU that doesn't love KORG. And this scene where he chases Loki after he disappears, saying the line, "Piss off, ghost," is just unearthly, especially matched with his color of voice. Number 14. Groot and Captain America meet.
I am Groot!
One of the most hilarious moments that actually lasted probably no more than 3 seconds is the first time Steve and Groot met on the battlefield, with Groot saying the 3 words he only knows, "I am Groot," and Captain America matching his energy, "I am Steve Rogers." The dynamic is just unreal. Number 13. Tony insulting Ebony Maw.
It means get lost, Squidward.
He exhausts me.
Like everyone else, Tony did not like the Black Order coming to Earth, and he chose the best insult as a warm welcome, basing his insult on yet another famous character from the small screens, Squidward, just Tony Stark things. Number 12. Scott stuck as a toddler. Ant-Man was probably one of the most interesting movies in the entire MCU. A lot of ups and downs, and a lot of changes in size. And this scene where Scott runs through Cassie's school halls as a toddler size is probably the funniest moment of the movie. Number 11. Peter Parker meeting Doctor Strange.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using a made-up name.
When the two first met in space, they had to introduce themselves, so the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man used his real name, introducing himself as Peter Parker, with Doctor Strange replying to him being Doctor Strange, his real name and profession. But Peter, little did he know that this was not his made-up name. Number 10. Natasha joking about Steve's age.
I'm here to pick up a fossil.
It's hilarious.
When she comes to pick up Steve Rogers from the facility where he trains, he makes a joke about asking where the Smithsonian is, and that she's here to pick up a fossil, mocking him in a funny way, knowing that Steve by now should be much, much older than what he looks like. Number 9. Get help.
Hey, let's do get help.
What?
Get help.
We came to learn that get help was the popular trick the two brothers Loki and Thor used when they were little, faking that they need help, with Thor throwing Loki at the enemies, that is, without Loki's willingness. Such a funny moment for the two, from their past nonetheless. Number 8. Baby Groot and YONDU.
Hey, you want to help us get out of here?
You remember the time when Baby Groot saved the day? Well, yeah, he was the one to bring the old fin YONDU used. However, before he brought the fin, all kinds of other wrong items were presented to them. Such a hilarious moment to see Baby Groot with something in his hands, not understanding what YONDU asks of him. Number 7. KORG saying goodbye to Thor.
See you later, new Doug.
We just couldn't miss on yet another moment between KORG and Thor, with the latter going to fight the Grandmaster's champion, and KORG saying a farewell goodbye. A heartfelt moment that is pure chaos, but in a very funny way, because none of the two knew who the champion was in the first place. A friend from work. Number 6. Valkyrie falling off her ship. Valkyrie has been with us for a long time now, and it seems she's here to stay, not as the ruler of New Asgard. But do you remember her grand entrance to the scene of the junkyard? Yeah, everything was going smooth and cool until she drunkenly fell off her ship. What a moment! Number 5. Loki falling for a really long time.
I have been falling for 30 minutes!
There was a time when Thor and Loki began to search for their father, and they were met by Doctor Strange, with Thor being taken to the Sanctum in order for the two of them to have a talk, and Loki, on the other hand, almost forgotten as he'd been falling for 30 minutes before being brought back by Strange, and Loki's reaction is just priceless. Number 4. Confused Drax.
Do you want better? Why is Gamora?
Two of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are just spot on, especially because of the cast. And from the whole gang, Drax has to be the one with some of the craziest lines in the entire MCU. Which brings us to the question before us, why is Gamora? Straight from him, after him and Quill meet Tony, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man on a ship. A funny moment that all of us will cherish for a long time. Number 3. Thor vs. Hulk.
He's a friend from work.
When Thor finds himself on Sakaar, he is pitted against the Grandmaster's champion. Little did everyone know that the champion is actually Hulk, Bruce Banner himself. When Thor sees Hulk in the arena, made solely for the amusement of the Grandmaster, and recognizes him, the first explanation to his joy is the line that confused the Grandmaster more than anyone. He's a friend from work, suggesting the fact of the two of them being members of the Avengers. Number 2. Thor likes coffee.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
When the Asgardian lands on Earth, he finds himself having brunch with Jane, Darcy, and Selvig. He likes the coffee and smashes the mug on the ground, which must be a sign on Asgard that he wants another of the same drink. However, on Earth, this gesture shocked everyone as it came out of nowhere, and for sure sparks a laugh at each and every one of us whenever we see it in action. Number 1. A prosthetic leg.
Oh, I was just kidding about the leg. I just need these two things. What?
When the gang of misfits found themselves in prison, the Guardians were all assigned to do something for Rocket in order for them to get out of it. And to this day, it seems like Peter had the most random mission at that point. Rocket making him steal a prisoner's prosthetic leg, which, you guessed it, was just for laughs. The same ones we had on our faces when we saw the whole situation play out. On a related note, tell us down in the comments below which of these moments would you pick as your favorite? And if you've got another one not featured in here, feel free to share it. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.